It's Sunday at Staples Center, and Russell Westbrook and the Lakers will look to make it back-to-back wins tonight when they take on the Orlando Magic. But will Anthony Davis suit up after missing Friday's game? We'll have an update on his status coming up. As for LeBron James, he has been on an offensive tear of late, averaging close to 30 points and 8 assists over his last 7 games. We'll see if he can extend that streak tonight at Staples. It's the Lakers' oasis of one home game in the middle of a 6-game stretch. They'll host the Orlando Magic tonight before they go back on the road. Tip-off is coming up at 6:30 right here on Spectrum Sportsnet. As we say hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet only, Meta World Peace. Mike and Mike will be joining us live from Staples in a few minutes. This just means that you had fun on Friday, so you're back for more.
Absolutely. You might as well do it again, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So nice. We brought him back twice.
We brought him back twice. Let's get right to it. We last saw the Lakers' Anthony Davis. He was on the bench. He sat out Friday in OKC with left knee soreness, and it didn't matter. The Lakers built a big lead early and didn't let this one slip away. LeBron James went for a game-high 33 points against the Thunder. The Lakers hit a season-high 19 threes, 6 of them from Avery Bradley, who enjoyed his biggest output on the season, 22 points in the Lakers' 116-95 victory. Check this out. The Lakers improved to 2-0 this season without AD, but they have now lost 104 player games to injury so far this season. Only tonight's opponent, the Magic, have been hit harder by injuries. Their players have already missed 133 games. Just 3 Lakers have played in every game this season: Russell Westbrook, Carmelo Anthony, and Malik Monk. You know what that means. With injuries seemingly always a storyline for this season's Lakers, let's get you live to Staples Center. Lakers reporter Mike Trudell is there with a first report from the court. What's the latest with AD, Mike?
So, short term, okay, tonight he's not going to play, but some actual good news, I think, just in the context of anytime you hear knee soreness, right, you want to be careful that it's not something that is going to linger. And so Frank Vogel gets into that, but he does not think this is something that is serious at all. In fact, there's a chance that he could play next game in Dallas. So let's let Frank Vogel describe as he did moments ago.
Hey, Frank, just wanted to check and see what you know about Anthony Davis and the knee.
Yeah, Anthony's going to be out again tonight. He'll be considered day-to-day. They did ultrasound on it. Everything's structurally intact. Just taking another day with the 2 days off before the next game. Hopefully put this behind us.
Is that something you would consider good news, just given anytime you have a knee soreness in that kind of situation?
Well, yeah. The fact that everything's structurally sound is definitely good news, yes.
And Frank, just what have you seen from this Orlando team this season? Still obviously a young team, and how can you carry forward some of what you did in OKC into this game?
Yeah, Orlando's playing really well despite their record. Coach Mosley's got these guys playing extremely hard. We saw that in yesterday's game against the Clippers where they almost won. And, they got a good system. He's carried a lot of Rick Carlisle's principles from those Dallas teams. With how they're playing offensively, how they're defending, and playing at a super high level hasn't resulted in a lot of wins, but the effort is there. And the carryover from the OKC game is something I hope to see with regard to us making the simple pass. We played a different way against OKC than we did against Memphis, and the results were noticeably different. We just tried to make the play in front of us rather than trying to make the home run pass. Turnovers were down. The shot quality was much higher, and hopefully we can repeat that tonight.
Hey, Coach, is there something specific just from being in this predicament before where you had a good win and you're trying to carry that momentum? Is that talked about a lot just coming into tonight's game, or do you not really pay too much attention to what's happened in the past?
Yeah, we talked about it, and it's something that, we're trying to get traction around our season. We got to string together effort performances and share the ball performances and defend at a high level performances in multiple games. We haven't done that well enough this year, and it's an opportunity to do that.
Frank, there are going to be nights when you guys are going to need Russ to take 20, 25 shots. But was the OKC game kind of an example of how he can impact you guys on a night when he doesn't shoot a lot? And I guess, was that reinforced in film?
It was reinforced, and I thought he led the charge, honestly, with our group in terms of making the simple play. A lot of his early swing passes, weren't assist passes, but it generated the ball movement, for our group. And it was a great example of some nights we're going to need him to score a bunch, and some nights it's just going to be about the ball moving and finding the open man, and that's what we saw the other night.
All right, guys, so there's Frank Vogel. Now, he mentioned that Orlando is playing really hard this season. They did play yesterday against the Clippers. I would say, though, on a back-to-back, that's not something we should probably take into fortune tonight, just because it's the Lakers. They see the purple and gold court, right? Meta knows how this works. They're going to play really hard. They're not tired, okay? They're young. They'll be good tonight.
As DeAndre Jordan said the other night, don't play the score or the roster, play the game. Thanks so much, Mike. We appreciate it. Obviously, big game. Let's start with the news on Anthony Davis, because the two of you, since Friday, learning about the knee soreness, have been talking about you don't take knee soreness, especially with a player like Anthony Davis, lightly.
Yeah, it's different. Back when we played, we would play with sore knees, and, probably wasn't a good thing. Some of those sore knees probably led to more severe injury. So I like the fact that today's game, they pay close attention to that, especially with AD. I mean, he's an investment for the future. So you want to make sure, as Coach Vogel said, structurally it's fine, but you want to make sure that it's not going to lead to anything else. So unfortunate, hate that he's missing, but tonight it's probably a game that he should probably relax and see how that knee's going to be.
And Meta, this is kind of an indication that you are focused on the big picture. This was Anthony Davis just moments ago. He's out there. He was obviously trying to warm it up and exercise it, which is a good sign, but better to be safe than sorry.
Absolutely. You still want to get out there and get your shots up, stay with the team. He can play if this was playoffs, obviously, but like Big Game said, you want to be safe than sorry. And I remember playing with sore knees, and maybe it did lead to some injuries. So they protecting the big fella, I think is a good move.
It's smart, absolutely. So without Anthony Davis, the Lakers are 2-0 this season. You can't say that about many guys. So the recipe for success that we saw on Friday night, you got to stick to it, move the basketball.
Yeah, well, no AD, you still got the king out there, and he sets the tone. I thought, I think Vogel wants more ball movement. I think he wants the ball to move. That way you make the defense move. A lot of times the Lakers get set and the defense is just locked in and there's no motion. So spread that love around. I really liked Westbrook's leadership, as we just talked about. Seems to be a little bit more under control and looking for, good options on the offense. So, yeah, I mean, Monk, Ellington, Carmelo, I mean, it's a collective group as they continue to get used to one another.
Yeah, I agree. And this team is not the greatest team they're playing against. So if you're going to take any game off, take this one off, and then LeBron and these young guys, they need to build their confidence also.
Yep.
Yeah.
23 assists the other night, a season high 19 threes. The ball did everything but